listening to the Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment Podcast.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment Podcast with a theme of returns. Let us show you something before we have an announcement of our own, something that we unfortunately weren't able to talk about last week. Just give it a look.
Oh my God! Shut up! No way! No way! It's his music! They hit his music! Here. It's his music! He's coming! There he is! Yes! CM Punk! He's back! He's back, baby!
So not much to talk about, you know.
Yeah,
it was,
just under the rug.
Pretty mild day in wrestling. But Dylan, I have an even bigger announcement. Ground-shattering return to the scene. You won't believe it. Someone who was returned after a whole summer being gone. The magician Noah Cross is back on the Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment Podcast.
Please.
Welcome back, Noah. Oh, my God.
It is good to be back. No, please, ladies and gentlemen, please. Everyone, just calm down.
It has been an incredibly long time. And what we like to talk about here is not garbage. We don't talk about garbage. We talk about incredible things like ratings, not garbage. We talk about number one on cable, not garbage, number one on cable. AEW is running the wrestling world right now. I mean, Dylan, we took 1 week off, and it was the worst damn week to pick in the world. That was incredible. Unfortunately, we had Craig was making his debut known to the world, so we were a little nervous to go live last week, and it just didn't work out. But we are back. CM Punk rejoining the wrestling world. Guys, I got to know your first reactions. Dylan, you go first.
So I was watching that other brand show on Friday nights before. Not that one, though. On Friday nights.
Yeah, sorry.
I was watching
the less
that.
trashy one.
Yeah, and it was all right. It's 10 o'clock hit. I switched over. I'm like, let's go. This could be huge. First couple minutes. And you're telling me the crowd's chanting, they're going wild. I did not think it was going to start the show.
Full send.
They cut. They do his music. He's got his logo. It was just, oh, my God. We had similar reactions. We really did. I'm screaming. I got my whole house all animated. It was great. Everybody started loving it. Oh, I couldn't believe it.
This guy on the bottom here, Mr. Noah, was boarding an airplane. So Noah, ride us through what happened as you were sitting down in your seat.
Well, I'm in my first class seat, folks. On the
of course.
And row A1, and it was
like
A1.
Jim Ross's barbecue sauce.
Yeah. No, that's their own brand, Tyler. A1.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So
better than it.
Very front of the airplane, coming back from DC, which was like a 45-second flight. And Tyler texts me and goes, "Turn on AEW," and I'm on an airplane. Like, literally was on an airplane. Kind of can't, buddy. And I go, "Tell me what happened." And I was thinking this, like, I was thinking, no, like, is it actually him? And Tyler texts me, "See," he goes, "You really want to know?" I said, yeah, tell me. He goes, "See, that, yes."
Yeah.
And I was like, no fucking way. Like, I was like, oh my gosh. So we were literally taxiing to the runway. So I just quickly looked up and I was like, holy shit, she's actually there. And I was like, all right, we'll convene after this in a little while. And I had to put my phone in airplane mode. So I was kind of like, this is nuts. And I didn't see the video. I just saw like a picture of him there. The fact that his music, his logo, his name is all there from where, in WWE, he had the same music, the same logo, the same name. And now he's in AEW, same music, same logo, same name. That is unheard of. Like, nobody's done that. And WWE will do anything to make sure that never, ever has a possibility of happening again. It's wild.
Yeah, an incredible moment in professional wrestling. Top 10 returns, top 10 debuts of all time. Like, even just if you go back and watch that stream for the first 20 minutes, I could not stop smiling. I was so excited to see this. And it just made just the anticipation of having CM Punk on television made Dynamite the #1 cable program on TV. That's insane. And they hit 1.17 million viewers. 1.17 million. They're blowing themselves up right now. It's incredible. I am excited to see where it goes. But guys, we got some wrestling to talk about. So let's start with AEW's Dynamite, where Matt Hardy is going to need a brand new nose. Because, this was a match I think everyone was pretty much looking forward to. You've got two of the bigger stars in AEW right now. So we had the freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy with Chuck Taylor and, of course, Wheeler Yuta with him. And Big Money Matt. They came out with him, but he did end up leaving them in the back. And Hardy has 10 wins in his past 12 matches, was noted before the beginning of this match, saying, notice Hardy has left HFO in the back and Orange Cassidy left the best friends at the ramp. They're going to do this one-on-one. Hardy, mocking Orange Cassidy, put his hands in his pockets and pulled out wads of cash. Cassidy drop-kicked him, sending the cash flying, and Cassidy attempted a tope suicida, but Hardy caught him on the outside of the ring and planted him with the side effect. Right out the gate, these two were screaming for a fast start. Orange Cassidy, however, would rally back, changing the momentum, ramming Hardy's head into the turnbuckles. Cassidy tried for the beach break, but Hardy countered with a splash mountain for a near fall. Orange took another chance and finally hit the tope suicida and then a swinging DDT for a 2 count. Hardy's nose was then busted open, which I don't personally believe that's when that happened. It looked like it happened when he hit the cross body.
Yeah, it looked like
he landed on his face.
Yeah.
But they didn't show any blood until after the DDT, so I'm assuming that's where that comes from. But who knows? Who knows? It could have been either of them. But Cassidy climbed to the top rope and splashed Hardy with a beautiful senton, and then Cassidy was about to go for the twist of fate, but Hardy bull rushed him into the turnbuckles. Cassidy came back with a twist of fate for a near fall, which I couldn't believe that they were about to let him win off of a twist of fate. And Hardy ducked the orange punch and almost locked in the Leech finisher, but Orange Cassidy sat down on Hardy and pinned him. Simply put, Orange Cassidy out-wrestled Matt Hardy for 3 seconds, said Jim Ross. Jim Ross finally in my good graces of commentating. He's actually kind of been killing it lately. Guys,
great news on that.
I know, right? He's probably relieved that I finally think highly of him.
Well, he's stepping down. Did you not hear about that?
It's potential. I heard he shot it down, but I'm assuming that's only because he wants to be the one to announce it.
Yeah.
So he's probably just like, shut up. I'll do it when I feel like it. I am not human garbage to be tossed around. I am Jim Ross, and I will be respected because I'm not garbage. So let's start with Noah. Noah, what do you think about this kicking off the night?
I mean, it's a great way to kick it off. Orange Cassidy, as you know, I adore. He is, if you ask me, probably one of the most talented people there. He doesn't even have to try. He's just good. Freshly squeezed OC. It's good to see that Jim Ross is back in your good graces, Tyler. I'm happy to see that. And I'm not sure how I feel about Big Money version of Matt Hardy. Like, it's good. It's okay. I like Matt.
It's a good heel Hardy.
He should just be Matt Hardy. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great way to open the show. We'll see, I guess, where it goes. And I don't think there's going to be too much to come out of it.
We'll see. I think they could fight again. I think they could definitely fight again. Dylan, what did you think?
Oh, I love this match. Big fan of both. To Noah's point on not being a big fan of Big Money Matt, I think it's a good heel for the show because they don't have too many solid heels besides
outside of the Elite. Right.
So it's like it's wishy-washy. It's like MJF, the Elite, Matt Hardy. There's like 3 that I think of right away.
Right.
So I do enjoy his character. It's like it's one that you do like to hate. You know, it's one of those guys you look at and you're like,
you roll your eyes when he comes out.
But it's still Matt Hardy. What a match, though. A lot of funny moments in there that really got the crowd going. The money part was great where he picked it back up. Orange Cassidy doing the Hardy Bros moves. And the Swanton.
Like, you never see that much emotion out of Orange Cassidy, and he was very emotionally attached to this match.
It was great.
So I think this was really a great way to kick off the show. I think they needed 2 guys to go out there and show that, like, AEW Dynamite's going to be as good as what they did on Rampage last week. And those are 2 guys that could get the job done.
Oh, for sure. Definitely a match that I could see on a pay-per-view right there. They could easily take a show. You could?
Why not? Do it one more time. This is going to be a long pay-per-view, so it's definitely going to be one that we maybe we can get together for. I don't know. Maybe have a live launch party. I don't know. I think that'd be crazy. What a thought. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe we can make something happen in the future. Speaking of things that are happening in the future, Chris Jericho announcing his future decisions coming up. I had a lot of bullet points here, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Chris Jericho announcing that he may be retiring from wrestling if he does not defeat MJF at All Out. He's basically at this point embarrassing himself. I'm on the team of MJF where it's just like, all right, old man, like you're kind of. I was in back enjoying myself, and I hear this mosquito flying by my ear again, and I had to come do something about it. MJF 3, Jarrett Blow 0.
What a great shirt.
And it's a great shirt, even though it's going to cost $25. You bet your ass I'm buying that thing. I absolutely love the way they're booking this, where if he loses, he said he'll take off his tights and become a full-time announcer on Rampage. I don't know that it's going to have to be MJF who beats him for that to happen. But apparently they're going to talk about it next week with Jim Ross. Maybe they'll retire together. That's adorable. But I'm personally, now I'm tired of it. I've officially grown tired of this rivalry. It could have ended at the last match. Dylan, I'm assuming you're on the same page because we're both big MJF guys, and I would just like to see him have a rivalry with someone else.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I'm not fully checked out of it. Like, they could still win you over on this next show for sure. Does another match need to happen? As the shirt says, this is going to be their 4th one-on-one match. I don't know if it's needed. Like, we were talking about that being the end in the last show that we had. That should have been it, and it was early. But now it seems to have another match might be too much. I don't know.
Yeah, and Noah, I know you like MJF. He's not one of your favorites. So I'm just curious to see if you think that this is indeed the end for Chris Jericho's wrestling career.
I mean, Chris Jericho is 50 years old, 50.
Right.
I mean, that's up there. All right. If you look
and as we saw what happens to old people is Goldberg at SummerSlam, maybe they shouldn't wrestle into their 50s because their knee will just give out in the middle of a match.
Absolutely. The Undertaker, as an example, is 56.
Right.
He still put on good matches.
He's still going out there. Well,
except for that one with Goldberg.
He's done. Well, that was not his fault, but
he's done now. He's
done now. But we saw great matches in those span.
For sure. Do I think Jericho is going to lose to MJF and quote unquote retire? I feel like it'd be stupid if MJF had 3 up on him.
And Jericho wins this one.
Right. Like, I feel like that's just a waste. Even if it's just to save his career, because even if Jericho wins, MJF still won the feud. So, like, if it was a tie, it'd be a different story. But it's not.
I think what I can see happening here is the debut of Ric Flair is coming very soon in AEW. And no, I'm not saying he's getting involved in this at all. I'm just saying for MJF fucking hilarious moment, this match is going to be Chris Jericho on his knees in the center of the ring, battered and bruised, and MJF goes to the corner and starts pumping up the band, and he just goes, "I'm sorry, I fucking hate you," and flips him both to the fucking birds and just fucking finishes him right there. And then maybe some point later that night, Ric Flair shows up at All Out, and we have that moment. But it's not going to be anything to do with MJF. I just think it would be funny because he's someone who is coming soon. And you know how much AEW loves to just meme the shit out of WWE. Like Kenny Omega last week thinking, "You think you know me, Christian? You think you know me?" And so they definitely meme the hell out of WWE. So if Jericho wins this match, I'll be very, very confused.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think Jericho's gonna win. I think this might actually be. I don't know if
this is it. Right. For now.
Here's the thing, though. It's wrestling.
Yeah, but this is it for now until someone flips an announcement table on him and he gets mad and attacks him.
Care.
Right.
There's been tons of instances where it's like, oh, this is
Scott Hall retired 7 times.
Yeah. So I'm not going to count him 100% out, but I think he's going to lose this match and be away for maybe a little bit. Maybe I think
we're all pretty much in agreement on that.
Maybe he's going to do a tour with Fozzy or something.
That is coming. He does have a tour coming up.
No, okay, well, there you go. He's going to lose.
But he can always fly to wherever he needs to do Dynamite. Or I'm sorry, Rampage every single week. So that's not a problem either.
That's true.
Let's get back into the action. We had a world title eliminator, world tag title eliminator tournament semi-final. Woo, that's a lot of words. Yeah. The Varsity Blondes with Julia Hart versus the Lucha Bros with Alex. I am becoming a fan of Alex. I don't know about you guys, but I think he's a good manager. He's like that annoying.
No, he's annoying for sure.
He's like Jimmy Hart, where you just love to hate him.
No.
Oh, come on. Nope. They're on that level of megaphone annoying.
No.
You're not an Alex fan?
Not like that. No.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of Jimmy Hart, but I think they're on the same level of annoying. But let's get into this. So the Jurassic Express were watching from ringside, of course, having won their match back on Rampage last week. So they were wanting to get a view, as well as the Young Bucks with the Good Brothers and Brandon Cutler bringing out some chairs, scouting the match from the stage. Ray Fenix would chop at Griff, and Ray Fenix ducked a high boot from Garrison. Pillman and Penta El Zero Miedo both tagged in, and this was the same building that Pillman's father wrestled Justin Jushin. God, I can't talk today. Thunder Liger in their legendary match. So he made a nod to his dad quite a few times during that. And they, of course, being on commentary, two of the eldest commentators in wrestling, made a point to point that out. Penta El Zero Miedo connected with a sling blade on Pillman Jr., and Penta El Zero Miedo followed up with a massive overhand chop to Pillman's freaking chest. I mean, I don't know how many people have a stronger chop than what Penta's delivering right now. It looks very painful every time he does it.
It competes with Walter almost.
Oh man, Walter's is insane.
Walter's a league of his own, but
he's getting up there.
He really is.
Ray Fenix would blast Pillman with a multiple thrust kicks, and then a springboard drop kick. He followed up with a cutter to Brian Pillman Jr., where Griff Garrison would jump in to break up the pin. Pillman drop kicked Penta El Zero Miedo on the outside, and he got carried away through the inexperience, cost him. The Lucha Bros showed off their spectacular tandem offense on the Varsity Blondes, and the Lucha Bros connected with the stereo thrust kicks and then an assisted pile driver onto Brian Pillman Jr. for the victory. It'll be the Lucha Bros in the finals against Jurassic Express on Rampage, but as the Jurassic Express went to shake their hands, who gets involved? But of course, the Young Bucks pushing Jurassic Express into Ray Fenix and Penta El Zero Miedo, where the Lucha Bros, of course, not falling for that. And they would connect with a over-the-top rope suicida on the Elite Squad outside of the ring. Another pretty good match. I've been a fan of Griff Garrison for a long time. I've made that pretty obvious. But but I think we all knew this was coming. Not so we don't have to dwell on it too much. This was an easy win for the Lucha Bros, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think Noah could agree, and I know Penta and Ray are two of your favorite wrestlers in the company, right?
No, absolutely, hands down. Those dudes are freaking awesome.
Yeah, the things they do in the ring are beyond crazy.
Yeah, I actually had turned this on whilst in the room with my mother, who doesn't watch wrestling. Yeah, there you go, right there. And she was like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god!" I'm like, "Yeah, they're nuts. They're absolutely insane." So yeah, that was a decent match. It set up a great match at Rampage. But next, we would have this match here, a match set up by Dr. Britt Baker herself. It was Jamie Hayter returning to the ring against Red Velvet. Jamie Hayter is one of the toughest, fiercest competitors worldwide, and Dr. Britt Baker has an eye for talents. Tony, who just loves Britt Baker, as we all know. Red Velvet took down Hayter with a ground and pound. Hayter absorbed all the impact from Red Velvet's dropkick. She got up and stomped on Red Velvet in the corner, and Hayter snapped Red Velvet to the mat with a vicious suplex. Red Velvet fought back and flattened Jamie Hayter with 2 consecutive running dives to the outside, and Britt Baker grabbed Red Velvet and rammed her into the steel ring post. Hayter rocked Red Velvet with the heavy hand strikes, and Velvet returned with an uppercut and back elbow. She hit a facebuster on Hayter, following up with diving knees to Hayter's back, where Hayter would eventually come back with a massive lariat, turning Red Velvet inside out and then pinning her. So that looks to be what Hayter's finishing maneuver is going to be moving forward. And Excalibur going on and exclaiming, "Jamie Hayter absolutely ran through Red Velvet." Hayter, Baker, and Rebel began to assault Red Velvet after the match, where Chris Statlander would run out to make the save. Yeah, another good match. 2 really strong women's competitors. I think Red Velvet's going to slink into the background for a little bit after this, after getting beat 2 weeks in a row. I think it is definitely time for Britt Baker to move on to someone new, and we'll see where this rivalry goes. Dylan, what do we think of this match?
It was good. I mean, I agree with your take. Red Velvet probably just going to wrestle on dark for a little bit, maybe build wins, but for now, not going to be in the limelight. I got to ask you guys, how long do you think Hayter gets before she turns on Britt Baker? Because if she gets booked too strong, that's definitely something I see coming.
No, what do you think?
How long until I think it might happen?
Yeah.
I think it'll be a little bit. I think right now, as JR would probably put it, she's a little too big. She might think she's a little too big for her britches, so she'll get there. I think it's going to be a little bit. I don't see it happening before All Out.
No.
So that's for sure. Maybe the pay-per-view after, which is probably like 2 or 3 months away. So we'll get there. But right now, I think they're just going to stick with what they have, and anybody who challenges Britt Baker is stupid. So
I agree.
Yeah, it's looking to be interesting for sure. I don't think there's a title match set yet.
No, Chris Statlander was announced.
Okay, so Chris Statlander is going to be fighting Britt Baker at All Out, and then they have the Women's Battle Royal as well, where women have been slowly being announced for that. No one outlandish yet. Right. Just regular stars so far, but there's only been like about 11 of them, so we'll leave that alone until we get to our prediction episode, which will be next week, boys. It is upon us.
Let's go.
We're back for another prediction. The champ right there on everyone's right, my left. Yeah, guys, it's going to be a incredible prediction episode. I can't wait for this one. But let's move on.
It's gonna be tough.
I know, right? So many crazy matches. Backstage, the Dark Order addressed the dissension amongst their ranks. Alex Reynolds blamed Evil Uno for Hangman Adam Page leaving a few weeks ago. Evil Uno got a bit carried away with his temper and insulted Reynolds. Evil Uno tried to apologize, but it may have been too little too late. I think we all saw this coming. Very excited to see this group breaking up, even though I am heartbroken for my poor boy, Johnny Hungy. He just looks so sad. I mean, look at him in this photo. That's not my Johnny Hungy. Look at him. He's all depressed and sad. But maybe this CM Punk, he kind of
stop it.
Spoiled that Bray Wyatt might be coming to AEW by putting that BW on his sneaker last week. So who knows? Maybe Bray Wyatt, either glues these guys back together or takes some of them for himself and turns them on the rest of them. We'll see. But that wasn't the only segment we had for a promo. Next was CM Punk, baby. Guys,
Best in the world.
what more can we say other than this crowd was very, very excited to see CM Punk, the best in the world, making his first appearance on Dynamite. Jim Ross will go on to say, what an icon this man is. The best is yet to come for the best in the world. Tony Schiavone was in the ring to interview CM Punk. That crowd chanting I just told you, CM Punk would go on to say, I'm sorry, Tony, I can't hear you, as the fans were chanting so loud for CM Punk. Tony would go on to say, what's the one thing more than any that brought you back after all these years after not being in the ring? Asked Schiavone. It's Penta El Zero Miedo. It's Ray Fenix. It's Brian Pillman Jr. It's Jungle Boy. It's all those young guys. But before those names, Darby Allin, you're reckless to a point of destruction. And I look at a guy like you and I say, can CM Punk still go? Does CM Punk still, is CM Punk still the best in the world? And if the answer is yes, it starts with Darby Allin. Darby's not the biggest, he's not the strongest, but damn it, he's got heart. It's a lot less proving the haters wrong, and it's a lot less about proving the haters wrong, and it's more about proving myself right. And if I'm going to answer these questions to myself, September 5th, all out, it's me and you. Woo! That man can still hold a microphone.
Damn.
I was already excited for this match, but damn, I am even more so excited now. Noah, you haven't been able to watch as much wrestling as you may like because of how busy you've been this summer. So I'm curious, as you are, as of a week ago, re-entering the wrestling scene, how exciting is it for you to be re-entering the wrestling scene at the same time as CM frickin' Punk?
It's definitely a good time to get back into things. A lot's happening. We're rolling towards All Out, which is definitely a good way to get excited again. CM Punk, definitely a good way to get excited again. It's kind of surreal. I think the way I've been putting it is it's almost like I'm almost not there yet. Like I almost still can't believe that it's actually happening.
Yeah, it's happening, buddy.
The craziest part for me isn't that he's here. It's that he's here and he's the same exact version of what he was in the WWE towards the end of his stint there. Where he has the music, like I said, he has the name, he has all the stuff, the shirt. He gave out ice cream bars, CM Punk ice cream bars at his debut, which is fucking hilarious. So it's definitely exciting. I'm thrilled to see him facing Darby. The one thing that I did say was I don't want to see Darby become the guy that they feed to the people who are debuting. And you know what I mean?
I don't think that's what this is.
Like feed. All right. You tell me CM Punk's going to lose?
No, I do think CM Punk is going to win, but I don't think that this is the burial style that WWE does things.
Yes,
I don't think it's that.
The way go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the nod he makes in his promo covers all the bases there.
Exactly.
He says, I have to start with Darby. He's already putting him at the top. So
Darby's at the top of the mountain.
It won't hurt Darby. I don't think that hurts him at all, especially it's CM Punk. The level CM Punk is at, we'll see how good he is. I guarantee you he's still going to be the best in the world because that's what we're all expecting. He's not going to get in the ring if it's not that. So Darby's going to bring his A game and still show that he's still top tier. But a loss isn't going to hurt him. He's lost.
And this only elevates Darby Allin. Right. Him fighting against CM Punk elevates him. I think it puts him and Sting in a bigger spotlight. And I think it puts him and Sting in the title picture for either tag titles together or a solo title for Darby Allin in the near future, with more shows on the horizon, more titles on the horizon, more opportunities on the horizon. I think it's overall a very good thing for him. But Noah, I mean, you have to agree, this is just great for wrestling.
Oh yeah, no, it's wild. It's absolutely great for wrestling. Absolutely what's best for business. Sorry, I had to. With CM Punk joining the AEW ring. It's wild.
Dylan, I know you've basically put it out there, but in one word by some famous wrestler, who might be coming to AEW sometime soon, are you excited for this matchup at All Out?
Woo! This might be match of the night. And a stack card. It's got the most anticipation on it because it's CM Punk. And a stacked card. Like when we run down that card, it's gonna just be jaw dropping after jaw dropping match. But it's CM Punk, so it's gotta be the best match there.
Yeah, no, that is going to be a lot of fun for sure. There's going to be some crazy matches. But we did have another trios match that followed shortly after this happened. But before we get to wrong one, sorry.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, Eddie Kingston was challenged by Miro. So it looks like Eddie Kingston and Miro are going to be going toe to toe at All Out. Guys, you excited for that one? That could be a real barn burner.
That one, blow the roof off, hard hitting match, and that's exactly the match.
Man, yeah. I think this is exciting. It just gets Eddie on the card, which I think is very important because we all know how incredible Eddie Kingston can be. So very excited to see where that goes. But we had this match, which, I mean, is there much to say about this one, guys? I mean, I was excited to see the three on the left, Moxley and all them, but on the right side, I'll just say it was a lot of spots in this match without going too far into detail. And the ending was pretty much to put Darby in a powerful position where he would surprise Drake with an over-the-top rope stunner and then hit the coffin drop for a pinfall victory, which otherwise was just a spot fest. And Danny Garcia at the end would charge at Darby Allin with a cheap shot after the match. Kingston and Sting jumped into the ring, forcing Garcia to head for high ground. Garcia looks to be the next heel that they are pushing in the business, someone who's coming up in a big position. I don't think we have to spend too much time on this, but it basically just said, hey, here's the faces, we're putting them over, and then we're going to have a heel moment at the end. Basic filler match. Is there anything you two would like to input here, Dylan?
Not much really. Darby looked good. I mean, they all look good, but I mean, they put Darby in a good spot to look good for Punk. So that's all I really gotta say.
Yeah,
I'm sure Noah, you're on the same page.
Yeah, same page. It was a match. It was a match to get those people on the card, to get them on the show, to make it exciting. It was good. Teddy Long would have a wet dream over the place.
Noah, I'm trying not to use the CM Punk mat thing a billion times, but you keep bringing up WWE.
You have it. Use it.
Fine, I might as well.
Done.
Every time. I got to do it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a match that was just like, hey, if you got to take a piss, now's the time to do so, because it's not going to change your mind about anything going on in the future. Coming up though, we would have Kenny Omega in the ring with Don Callis, Brendan Cutler, and of course Nakazawa, because I mean Cutler and Nakazawa make half of these segments. At All Out, we're going to take out Christian Cage once and for all, said Don Callis. Christian Cage's music would hit, and he walked out onto the ramp. He said, in case anyone was confused by what I've been saying the past few weeks, Don Callis is a carny piece of shit, said Christian Cage. I'm not sure what's weirder, the fact that you manipulated a 10-year-old Kenny Omega into taking my spot back in the day, or the fact that Kenny Omega still allows you to do it. Oh, shit! What a burn!
That was huge.
And he said, you want to talk about family, Christian Cage? This makes me very upset. You're going to find out that All Out, what I've known for 25 years, you've been second best your entire career, said Don Callis. And that's where Kenny went on to say, you think you know me? You think you know me? And they just basically blatantly throwing Edge in Christian's face. Brandon Cutler would go on to spray Christian Cage, and then Omega, Callis, and Nakazawa pummeled Christian Cage until the Elite Hunter, Frankie Kazarian, sprinted out to the ring to run off the Elite. Incredible segment. Once again, digging at WWE. It seems to be the person who gets the most digs at WWE is the Elite. The Elite is constantly making fun of Vince McMahon or something that's happening in WWE. But as you guys know, this match coming up has a potential to be massive and something that could tear apart the Elite if Kenny somehow loses to Christian Cage. Let's just call it for a moment if we think there's even an opportunity that Christian Cage, you don't have to say if you think he's going to win. Just, is there an opportunity that Christian Cage wins this match at All Out? Dylan, I'll start with you.
Of course. I think with AEW, they've done a really good job of making it so that there is no 100% chance of a champion winning or a challenger winning. I feel like going in, it's up in the air.
Yeah, Noah, I think we can agree with what Dylan said there. I mean, AEW's done a spectacular job of just making all of us look like fools in our predictions. So do you think
I'll agree with that. AEW has done a good job. The answer is no. Kenny Omega will win this match.
That would be my pick, but it would not utterly surprise me if Christian won. That's my statement. That's my statement.
I would be excited if Christian won,
sure,
but I would not be surprised.
Right? Because of the way AEW's been booking everything, that it seems like a valid challenger steps up. They have a real shot to win.
He beat him for the Impact title, so he can do it again.
100%.
But who knows if that is going to happen? I mean, they already broke down that forbidden door by having an Impact title being defended on AEW and having it change hands. And speaking of the forbidden door, boys, Noah, I just need your straight reaction right here.
Wow. I mean, just holy shit. This is going to be a barn burner of a match. I always love seeing, I guess, people from different companies, different places, different styles squaring off. I think Kenny's going to have a field day here with this match. I'm excited to see it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, and Jon Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima is a picture I have just put up on screen here for breaking down that door. I mean, are you kidding me? This is one, too, is what I was mainly referring to when I said that. That is breaking down that door. And Moxley saying he's the only one from New Japan that signed a contract to come to All Out. Do we believe him? Is he going to be the only wrestler to show up at All Out? Who knows? Either way, I think we're all pretty excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't know if they're going to open the door too wide for this show. I think it will be a trickle effect as opposed to like a flood of wrestlers coming in from, I guess, New Japan or other areas. But we'll see. We'll see how far they go. I am, however, looking forward to the day where we get like Okada versus Omega in AEW.
Or Kota Ibushi.
That'd be
Kota
wild.
Ibushi with Kenny Omega tag team.
Oh my God!
No, listen, Okada versus Omega. That's where they actually.
That's the money.
The Jaguar Stadium. Like that's where they're like, all right, outdoor venue. We're gonna fill a football stadium.
They could.
Right.
With that, I feel like Okada Omega, like I'd be there. That's wild. Like,
yeah, we're flying to Florida.
Noah's going, and hopefully that's like years from now, because right now I ain't flying to Florida. But
that is some exciting content that they could potentially have in the future. But we have content right now here at Clovercrest Media that we think you guys should check out. Look at it here. We'll have a quick viewing of my Twitch channel, and then we will be right back with some more action.
Clovercrest Media Group presents a CMG podcast. Keys to the City.
Keys to the city, baby. When you see us, so you know.
Crossed up by Kobe, little floated to Shaq, and then Shaq goes like this, and the rest is history. Pay attention. Don't tell me what to do, devil woman. But speaking of those Lakers, but I hold on, stun. But I didn't make I said Denver's gonna win. Yeah, you did. You said that.
There's no other show like that. Clovercrest is doing great things right now.
Streaming everywhere. Looking for a casual baseball podcast to listen to? Well, Baseball with the Bard, presented by Clovercrest Media, has just what you're looking for. Tyler Bard and Noah Cross cover a wide range of happenings in the MLB, and then dive into a deep focus on the Red Sox and Yankees. Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for your weekly dose of Baseball with the Bard.
Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York. It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger? High fly ball, right field. Grossman back, track, wall, see ya! Into the second deck. A grand slam the other way for Aaron Judge, and the Yankees are pouring it on.
For the latest news throughout the sports world, tune in to Sports Talk with R&J every Wednesday at 1 p.m.
The college football season is coming back, and we got you covered on every game. We're breaking it down on each snap all season long. Catch us every week starting on August 4th. Joe Aguirre, Sean Scanlon, Jace Garcia, and yours truly, Obi Muniz, giving you the highlights, predictions, and current rankings. Visit our website at hhwshow.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's All Four Downs, part of the CMG Sports Podcast Network.
Goodbye.
Jesus Christ. You animal.
Hey, come here. Come here. Goodbye. That's 2 gone, Drew. I've murdered 2 already. No! You bitch! Get off my friend! Come here! Come here! Get off my stage! Let's go! Let's go, Drew! Let's go! Let's go, Drew!
Everybody! Now stay away from me. Now stay away
Drew!
from me.
Drew!
No.
Drew, I've worked so hard for this, Drew. Did you extend your arms? Get out of here.
I didn't extend my arms at all! I bumped into you!
Oh, man. Always having fun over on twitch.tv/tbard_. We are approaching, boys, 400 followers on the Twitch channel. And it has been an incredible ride. The 1-year mark will be in December. So we're going there. There's a stretch goal right now. If we can get to 500 followers by the end of September, that we're going to get my parents on a video game stream. Yeah. And they've agreed to it. Yeah. Imagine that. We are announcing all sorts of fun stuff on Twitch too. I'm always doing stretch goals for followers or subscribers and stuff like that, where you get to see me do 12-hour streams, 24-hour streams, or I don't know. So Noah, something you and I talked about briefly, some cooking streams, maybe.
Yeah, cooking show.
A little bit of a cooking show. I think that some people would like to see that, and we've been doing reactions lately that have actually been going over pretty well, where I watch the AEW content live, and then I react to it on screen and let everyone know, maybe if they can't watch Dynamite, what is actually going on screen. So if that's something you guys want to see, let us know in the comments down below, and we will continue making that stuff for you. Remember, we are also live on our YouTube channel, which is Bard and Cross Entertainment. Our content gets posted later to the Baseball with the Bard and the Cross Summit Wrestling Entertainment Facebook pages, because we can't go live there because Facebook is a butt. So unfortunately, AEW watches Facebook very closely, but apparently not Twitch and YouTube. So we're going to keep staying on those for the live showings, and you can be there for those moments. Also, one more reminder, remember that AEW Dynamite and AEW Rampage are live every Wednesday and Friday. We are not a market substitute, so make sure you go watch those live so that you get to see the content, and then come see us and give us your opinion on all things All Elite Wrestling. Boys, I think I covered it all.
I think you did.
Yeah,
I think you did.
That was, sheesh.
I think I hit all my notes there. But it comes back, unfortunately, to the low point. Yeah, I mean, there was... Oh, I hit it again. Yep. This match right here, the Factory versus the Gun Club with... I mean, why didn't they just tell us what was going to happen? Yeah. I mean, Big Show sitting ringside. They might as well have just said, Big Show would be involved in this match. Like, they literally gave that one away. It was a really quick match. I mean, it was nice to see the Gun Club all working together on live TV again rather than on like a dark match. So that was nice to see. But I literally have 2 points here where Nick was cleaning house against the Gun Club, and then Colton connected with splashes on QT and Solo. Camarado would come back and blast Colton with a clothesline. QT had the Colt 45 scouted and used a flatliner on Colton, where he started jaw-jacking with Paul White, which eventually cost him the match when QT was rolled up and pinned from behind. I mean, just another one of those filler matches. They had bigger fish to fry, which leads us, of course, to Malachi Black versus Brock Anderson. But before we talk about that, boys, are we excited to see QT Marshall and Big Show go toe-to-toe at All Out? I'll start with you, Dylan.
No? I could care less. I think the card is
show guy, but
the card's too stacked for that match to really be on there. Unless it's a pre-show type thing.
It's a buy-in.
Is it?
It's not guaranteed, but how the hell is that not a buy?
It should be.
If that's not the buy-in, I'd be shocked. I mean, the buy-in might be the Women's Battle Royal because they've done that in the past.
Yeah.
Where the Battle Royal is on the buy-in show.
They're doing a men's one too, or is it just the women's this year?
Not that they've announced, so I would assume it's just the women's one. So, I mean, they did a men's tag team one less than 6 months ago. So, I'm assuming that this is to even out the odds a little bit, and it's following a pretty massive event that happened last night.
Yeah,
there was an all women's. Was that NWA? Who did that? Dylan? Who did that pay-per-view? It was NWA. Yep. They did an all women's pay-per-view where Karma retired. And Gail Kim was there. So there were a lot of women wrestlers who maybe didn't get a lot of TV time who might be showing up in this Battle Royal. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Noah, I know you're never been a Big Show fan, but are you excited to see him step in the ring against QT Marshall?
Nope.
All right. Malachi Black versus Brock Anderson.
Something interesting.
Was next on the gauntlet. I mean, they made this pretty obvious out the gate. Excalibur saying this will be Brock Anderson's toughest challenge for his young career and perhaps his entire life. What? Are you saying that he had a chance that you're doing?
No.
Just look at this picture.
Amazing. I love Malachi's stance in this, by the way.
I mean,
what an awesome.
They make him look like a behemoth. They make him look like a behemoth. He looks like he's 8 feet tall in this picture compared to Brock Anderson. Like, they make him look like an absolute monster.
I love it. I love everything.
So we started out quick with Brock Anderson using a double leg drop, not wasting any time, and took Malachi Black down. Surprise! Look at this. Look at this guy. It didn't last long.
Nope.
Black went on to catch Anderson with a knee strike right under the jaw. He grabbed Brock by the hair and showed off Brock like a carcass in front of Arn Anderson. Brock was bleeding from the forehead, and Malachi Black used an exploder suplex on Brock Anderson and followed up with a roundhouse kick, pinning him decisively. Arn Anderson had a chance to throw in the towel, but he didn't, said Tony Schiavone, somehow criticizing Arn Anderson.
It was like 3 seconds into the match. I was like, really? Really?
Arn, however, would enter the ring like a madman to check on his fallen son, and Black jumped into the ring with a steel chair. Arn Anderson telling him to lower the chair, and the two of us will fight. Black dropped the chair, of course, and tried for a kick to Arn's head, but Arn Anderson blocked the kick. Y'all, were you as excited as I was? I was like, oh shit! I was like, wow, all right, Arn, swear!
You're not going to just fuck with Arn Anderson, okay?
Right.
I mean, I guess he's called the Enforcer for a reason, but like,
and then
wow, but that didn't last long.
Yeah, I was about to say your whole reaction of wow, did that happen? Turns out,
wow. Shit, yeah. Arn blocked the kick, but Black followed up with a low blow. He walloped Arn Anderson with a roundhouse kick to the head to follow up, only for Lee Johnson to come out, make the save as the show went to black. Literally and figuratively. For a main event, disappointing.
No.
Don't think that should have been a main event match. But Malachi Black is showing just how impressive he is. That it takes one move and a swift roundhouse kick to end the night. Noah, I mean, you haven't been watching much, so you haven't seen all of Malachi Black. but I've kept you in the loop as much as I possibly could while you were out at camp.
For sure.
This is exciting to see him be this incredible. He doesn't have an opponent yet for All Out, does he?
No. I think that's going to be named next week.
That's going to be set up this week. And I mean, maybe it's Lee Johnson, which is not that exciting. I mean, it could be Cody. It could be Daniel Bryan.
It's going to be Cody.
Yeah. I mean, Cody makes the most sense as a retirement match because it looks like he wants to go to like backstage permanently.
Yeah.
Because he always said he wanted to just be the booker. Like that that was the job he wanted. So potentially that's coming in the future, that Cody and Malachi Black at All Out. I mean, take my money for that match too.
Yeah.
You know, the first match they had was great, but there was it almost felt like Cody was rusty compared to Malachi Black. So maybe this will be a good redemption for Cody to have a good match and Malachi Black just kick his ass by the end of it altogether. But guys, an incredible show of Dynamite.
For sure.
But we're not done yet. We had Rampage.
There's more?
There's more.
We have more TV action with Rampage. This match, I mean, are you kidding me? Jurassic Express versus the Lucha Bros. I mean, this is going to be a rival or a storied rivalry that's going to last for the next, 10 plus years, hopefully, as long as AEW can keep their heads above the water and out of their asses. This will be something. This seems to be a rivalry that can last quite a while. We had the Jurassic Express, which was this time Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus with Marco Stunt versus the number 3 ranked Lucha Bros, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Rey Fenix with Alex Abrahantes. The winning teams will be facing the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, at All Out 2021 inside of a steel cage. If you didn't know that, Noah, that is a stipulation coming forward. They are fighting in a steel cage. There will be no interference from the Elite. Well, we say that, but it's still a no DQ match. There's no anyone else.
There's no roof on the cage.
Right. Shh. We don't talk about that. No roof. We don't talk about that.
Just put it out there.
Excalibur going on to say that this is a true toss-up between these two teams. I didn't know who was going to win. But before the match began, the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, walked out onto the ramp to watch this match. Jungle Boy knocked down Rey Fenix with a shoulder block, and he rocked Phoenix with a drop kick. Rey Fenix came back with chops and then a springboard arm drag. Luchasaurus and Penta El Zero Miedo both tagged in. Penta El Zero Miedo blasted Luchasaurus with leg kicks and then headbutts. Luchasaurus wasted no time walloping Penta El Zero Miedo and knocking him down to the mat. Jungle Boy and Rey Fenix traded forearms. They ran into one another with lariats, and Penta El Zero Miedo and Luchasaurus tagged in to become the legal men once again. Luchasaurus trucked both of the Lucha Bros with clotheslines, where Luchasaurus would connect with a massive leg kick on Penta El Zero Miedo, and followed up with a perfect standing moonsault for a near fall. Hard to believe that this guy was on Big Brother at one point in his life and is now wrestling on AEW Rampage and Dynamite. Rey Fenix tagged in and caught Luchasaurus off guard with a tremendous frog splash for a close call. Jungle Boy tagged back into the match and nailed Rey Fenix with a poison rana for a near fall, and he followed up with a tiger driver and then locked in the snare trap. Penta El Zero Miedo ran in and kicked Jungle Boy in the back of the head to break up the submission maneuver. The cheap shot likely saved Rey Fenix, and Penta El Zero Miedo hit a massive backbreaker, and then the Made in Japan for a very near fall on Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy escaped out of the Fear Factor, only to climb to the turnbuckles with intent to go to the outside, I assume. But Rey Fenix jumped up there and sent Jungle Boy flying to the outside with a Hurricane Rana. It was another moment that Mama Bard was like, "Oh my God!" So I'm even getting mom into wrestling, guys. That's wild. That's the power of AEW.
Can I note on that for a minute? So, we talked about how they're obviously bringing these people here, and Tyler, you were over. You and Lewis had a conversation the other day about how, depending on who they bring to AEW, it could bring a different type of audience or a different person. Like we were talking about Braun Strowman and how you and I were kind of like, no, and Lewis was like, yeah, no, but maybe. Like there could be that group of people out there who say, oh, Braun Strowman's there, let me go see what he's doing, and now you have a bigger audience, and they're literally doing that because one of my cousins Nestor, big wrestling fan. Him and I were huge wrestling fans when we were little kids. We would wrestle all the time, like just him and I. We would watch everything. We would play SmackDown Just Bring It with the subway cars and whatnot. And he texted me like, "Dude, is CM Punk back?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Holy shit!" Next thing you know, he's like, "Oh, dude, do you watch Rampage and Dynamite?" And I'm like, "Oh, wait, what?" Like,
who are you?
He wasn't watching it, and he wasn't watching WWE right now. But now he's like, "Oh, dude, I'm watching this shit because CM Punk's here and he's hyped about it." And then Jason too. Jason watches some wrestling, but he loves Ruby Riott, and it's rumored that she's going to be in AEW. And he said, "Is Ruby Riott going to be in AEW?" He's like, "I'm like, yeah." He gets like, "Oh, do you know if she's going to be on Rampage or Dynamite?" And I'm like, "I don't really know yet." So it's working. Is what I'm saying.
People are excited.
These fans who we would say casual fans are now really getting into it again because the people that they've been seeing on their screens years ago are now in a better light in AEW. So mom getting into it, it's like, yeah, it's working.
It's wild. It's wild to see either of my parents. My dad will watch wrestling if The Undertaker is on the screen, but otherwise usually not that interested. But it was nuts. And Jericho saying that, he said, "Look at this crowd. They're going absolutely crazy." Luchasaurus would then attempt a powerbomb on Phoenix, but Phoenix would escape it. And Jungle Boy would meet Phoenix doing a battle on the ring apron, but Penta El Zero Miedo wiped out Jungle Boy with a Canadian Destroyer on the apron of the Ring Boys, which, if you didn't know, that is the hardest part of the ring. So dangerous stuff right there. Penta El Zero Miedo would come in and wipe out Jungle Boy with that Canadian Destroyer, and the Lucha Bros would ping pong Luchasaurus with thrust kicks. The Lucha Bros then hoisted up Luchasaurus and spiked him on his head, where Rey Fenix scored the pin on Luchasaurus. The Young Bucks ambushed Rey Fenix and Penta El Zero Miedo after the match, but Jurassic Express and Marco Stunt jumped in the ring to come to the aid of the men who had just beaten them. The Young Bucks retreated, but they won't be able to run at all out when they're wrestling the Lucha Bros inside a steel cage. The end may be near for the Drip Bucks holding those champions, or championships, I should say. Boys, are you excited to see this one? I mean, of course you are. It's four of the best. I mean, if you were to say the top 4 tag team wrestlers in the world right now, there they are. Those 4 wrestlers right there are some of the greatest talent you're going to see in tag team wrestling in the entire world. So to see them fighting inside of a steel cage, this is going to be one of the most pretty matches you're going to ever lay your eyes on. And I personally think that this could be match of the night at All Out.
Ooh.
I think CM Punk's going to win it because it's fucking CM Punk.
Yeah.
But if we're going to look at this from like everyone's on an even playing field, right? This has a chance to be that match.
It does.
Noah, I'm just curious to see what you thought about this. Were you surprised these guys won? Were you more leaning towards Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, or just give us whatever you think?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I was insanely shocked. It was a damn good match. I'm excited for the steel cage because 2 people in a steel cage is enough. But now having just some, this abundance of people in a tornado tag match in a steel cage, the motherfuckers going to be jumping off the top. The door's going to be flung open. Who knows? They may even break the side or something and land on the announce tables, or at least on the side. They don't do the announce tables on the side there. But I'm certainly hyped to see it. I'm certainly hyped to have so many just amazing wrestlers in there. As you said, probably the best of the best in terms of tag team wrestling. So I thought it was a damn good match. We know the formula of opening shows with tag team matches works. So they did that. And I love it. I'm here for it, and I'm ready to go for that. And that steel cage match is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, and Dylan, if you'd like, give an opinion on how you think that match is going to go at All Out.
Here's what my thought process comes going into this match is we've had a lot of talks between Pac and Andrade. Andrade keeps saying they'll never win the titles under Pac. So I don't see them winning it that night. But if they are going to be the team to take it from the Young Bucks, they got to join with Andrade. So
that would be wild.
That'd be awesome if that's the case.
And of course, the Nature Boy is going to be part of that family.
Woo!
So,
Exactly. Chavo.
Oh man,
it's a great pack they've got going on there.
Hey, just all they got to do is call it the family or La Familia.
It's easy. Yes.
It's easy. It's so easy. Just book it. Just book it, AEW. I want it. I need it.
This match will definitely be amazing. These guys tear it down every time they're in the ring together, and nobody ever gets tired of seeing the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers.
Nope.
So
Drip Bucks, baby.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
All right, I'm glad we're all on the same page here.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to be an absolute crazy match. Something I was a little hesitant about was that there was going to be this Miro moment. I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to go, but Miro, what an absolute jackass, dragging Fuego del Sol to the ring and ripping his mask off. Calling out Kingston, of course, in the process of doing so, ripping off Fuego del Sol's luchador mask and blasting him with a thrust kick, which then prompted Eddie Kingston to sprint out to the ring, where Miro clubbed Kingston with those forearms. Kingston rallied back, however, with an exploder suplex, and the AEW referees ran down, trying to restore order, pulling apart the two wrestlers. There has to be a collision between the undefeated TNT champion Miro and the Mad King Eddie Kingston somewhere on the horizon, which we all know is now going to happen at All Out. Oh my God. I'm excited for that match, but wow, Miro, a total jackass move right there. Not much else to say, guys, besides, are you excited to see this match between Miro and Eddie Kingston? Dylan?
Oh, yeah, we noted it earlier. This one's going to be that big fight feel between these two guys. They're not going to hold back punches. It's going to be just heavy hitting.
Bloody.
It's got, yeah, I could totally see that. Totally see that.
And, Noah, go ahead.
They're going to beat each other up. I will say, I hate when they do the whole mask gimmick thing. I feel like it's kind of overused. Like every time a wrestler fights someone with a mask and the other person's a heel, they're like,
it's happened about 7 times in AEW.
Yeah, it's like, let me pull the mask. Oh, here we go. I'm like, oh, wow, you got him. I think it's just stupid. And it kind of defeats the purpose. Like the whole point is the mask. Like you take the mask off of them, it's like, all right, like, why do you do that? Like that's like, stop it. Just wrestle. So yeah, that's kind of dumb. And like I said, it's overused. So.
Yeah. Well, something that hasn't been overused is Tay Conti and the Bunny. These two have not had enough time on television, in my opinion, and they got to go toe to toe this week on Rampage. As I said, the Bunny
again.
Oh yeah, their graphics they've been making are incredible for Rampage. They've really been doing a great job. So the Bunny came down with the blade versus Tay Conti. The Bunny didn't wait for the ring introductions and hit Tay from behind. The Bunny, whose Discord I'm in, remember, private Discord. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're welcome. Stomped a mud hole into Tay Conti and followed up with a running elbow. I didn't know this. 16 years in this business. That's experience. She knows what to do, said Mark Henry, according to the Bunny. Did you guys know that she's been wrestling for 16 years?
16 seems high, but I know she's been around for a while. So
I was like, Mark Henry, are you sure?
Yeah, I don't know if 16 makes the most sense there, but she was in Impact for a long time before this. So
fact checker Noah, could you look that up for us, please? How long the Bunny has been wrestling? Period. Because 16 years, like yikes! How old is she? I mean, if she's around 30 years old. And she's been wrestling since she was a teenager for like independent scenes, I guess so.
So she's 33.
Yo, 16 years? No way.
I mean,
she was born in 87. Hold on. It says here on her 18th birthday, she signed up and began training with Squirrel Circle Training in Ontario, and she debuted in May of 2005.
So 15 years. 15 years instead of 16.
That's crazy.
So she's approaching 16 years of professional wrestling. That's insane. That is starting from the very beginning of your attempt at professional wrestling, except Kenny Omega, who started wrestling when he was 10 years old. And then Don Callis had a thing for young boys and just decided to go with him instead of Christian Cage. But, whatever. We don't have to talk about them right now. That's later. But yeah, 16 years of experience, and the Bunny would go on to try for a chop in the corner, but Tay, of course, dodging it. She's not as much of a veteran, but very much right on her toes in the ring at all times. She hit the Bunny with 2 chops of her own, woo! But the Bunny raked Tay's face. Tay twirled the Bunny around with judo throws, and after a knee to the face, the Bunny was out on her feet. Tay followed up with a boss man slam, and then 3 pump kicks in the corner. Tay rocked the Bunny with the Tay KO, but Penelope Ford would walk out onto the ring to distract Tay Conti, an odd distraction. And the referee, while that transpired, the Blade would place his brass knuckles on the Bunny's hand. The Bunny knocked out Tay with the brass knuckles and pinned her 1, 2, 3, where Penelope Ford and the Bunny celebrated in the ring together. Now, I might be crazy, but like, what's going on there? Because it looks like they had a weird relationship that we don't know about going on in the background. It almost looked like Penelope, even though she's married to Kip Sabian, was a little bit into the Bunny right there. It almost looked like the AJ Lee obsessive look. Like she was kind of looking up to her, like this is my obsession. But I mean, it could have been anything. But if I'm reading into it, it looks like she's got some sort of obsession with the Bunny. So what did you think about that interference for the win, Dylan?
Unexpected, and I liked it because I mean I like Tay Conti. Don't get me wrong, but
I love Tay Conti.
They said she was on what, a 15 win streak.
Oh yeah, like she's
like that was crazy. So unexpected to see a win streak that long just kind of go like that, and that again boosts up Rampage as a show that stuff happens. You know, you're gonna see some stuff that you're not gonna see coming.
Right, definitely. And Noah, who are you more of a fan of here, the Bunny or Tay Conti?
That's tough. I'd probably say Tay Conti.
Yeah, she's great. Were you disappointed to see her lose here?
I mean, I wasn't like devastated, but I'm not saying this doesn't matter. But there's not a ton of writing on, I guess, this feud here. So I wasn't too devastated. Obviously, I like to see Tay win. I like to see people win. I think the only person, there's a few people that I'd be devastated to see lose. You probably can name one of them, who's our women's wrestler there.
Rebel.
Yep, you nailed it. Not Reba. So no, I wouldn't say I was disappointed. There's few people I'd be disappointed in seeing losing, like John Cena losing last weekend. I had to mention it. And if
I don't think he knows the most recent development, Dylan. I don't think he watched last week and saw what I said about Britt Baker.
You were talking shit?
No, actually.
Oh, actually. This was breaking news. Tyler.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tyler.
I'm on Team Britt Baker.
He's
what?
turned. He joined
Since
us.
when?
2 weeks ago on the episode, he had a positive pitch in his voice while talking about Britt Baker. I'm like, what is going on here? And he ended the segment by saying, I've officially turned my outlook on Britt Baker.
I believe in the doctor. Make me an appointment in the office because I am on Team Dr. Britt Baker. Because,
TMP.
wow, her freaking promo in Britsburg is what turned me. That promo was so fucking good.
Great.
If we're talking about fucking good, though, I don't know if we need to talk about this match.
Yeah, I would say this was up that.
Listen, this Rampage has been good so far. I don't want to get too far into this because it was literally just it was just a funny match where they just beat the hell out of Brandon Cutler. They got a spear in there. They got the kill switch to end the match. And then, of course, Christian Cage, saying this, this is what's going to happen to you. I'm like, nah, you beat up Brandon Cutler. Settle down. So I really don't want to get too much into this match because I'd really more like to talk about what's coming up for AEW's Dynamite next week. So I'm going to run a few. We'll just say Christian Cage and Frankie Kazarian, of course, won this match by pinning Cutler. But we have some stuff coming up next week that I am intrigued to know your guys' opinions on. We've got this first. Jim Ross doing an in-ring interview with Chris Jericho. Rumors about both of these men. Obviously, there is some exciting news that could come out of this. And then we have Tony Schiavone in the ring with MJF. Again, same situation could happen with both of these. It's going to be more of the same between those two segments. So exciting stuff to look forward to those, but I'm more excited to get your guys' takes on the matches. We finally are getting Brian Cage versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs returning after the unfortunate loss of his mother. So he's been off TV for a while, but he is back with Hook in his corner. I mean, this has to be a win for Brian Cage. Noah, are you with me on that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I like Hobbs. I like seeing Hobbs go. So, I mean, that kind of makes me a little biased, but I agree with you.
Dylan?
Yeah, I gotta take it. Unless Ricky Starks comes out for a distraction. They don't like to do that too much. I gotta see Brian Cage looking strong to build towards that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can all agree there. This, you know what? I'm going to skip this one. I'm actually going to save it for the end. But we have Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans. I think this is one where Jack Evans actually gets the win only because Matt Hardy is on the outside. I'm only saying that because Matt Hardy is on the outside of the ring. And Matt Hardy can cause an embarrassing loss for Orange Cassidy. That is why I'm taking that. And it sets up Orange Cassidy getting emotionally charged again and challenging Big Money Matt to a rematch at All Out. That is why I'm taking Jack Evans. Dylan, you seem to disagree.
Jack Evans will never have a singles win on AEW Dynamite or Rampage.
If there's someone in my Twitch audience, clip that right now.
Yep, clip it. If there's a reason to have Orange Cassidy mad, it's going to be when Matt Hardy attacks him after the match, which makes 100% more sense than costing Orange Cassidy a loss. Again, he doesn't need that on a record. This is a show where records matter.
Yeah, but if records matter, we shouldn't just stack it for the wrestlers that people like. It should feel like they have to earn their way to the top at all times. Is it more exciting for you when the Patriots go 17-0 or when they are fighting like dogs trying to get to the playoffs?
The Patriots go 17-0, yes.
You're just someone who likes to relax during the season and feel like we've got every game in the bag?
17 wins, it doesn't matter how you get them. 17 wins. I would love to see 17 wins, yes.
Listen, we like competition here on the Cross and Wrestling Entertainment Podcast, and I think that this is going to be a big win for the career of Mr. Jack Evans. I'm curious to see
someone
what
else
Noah
maybe,
has to think about this.
Jack Evans, no.
I mean, I don't get the hate they're doing. I'm not getting the hate.
It's not hate.
Tyler, who are you going with again?
I took Jack Evans with an interference from Matt Hardy.
I don't think OC's going to lose.
Thank you. Very simply put.
I can't morally pick against Orange Cassidy. So yeah, I'll stick with that. I'm not agreeing with the hate.
It's not hate. It's just saying that Jack Evans does not have a
little bit of hate. You be hating a little bit.
Not hate.
I'm gonna go with OC. That's easy.
All right. Well, we've also got the Elite, of course, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and the Drip Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers and the Jurassic Express. I mean, of course, this is going to be a killer match, and it has to be with the faces winning going into a pay-per-view. So sorry, Carl Anderson, you're getting pinned again. And the Jurassic Express and Lucha Bros win this match. Noah, are you on the same page as me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Dylan?
Ready for some? Nah, there's going to be dissension among the guys who don't have any tag team work together. You're telling me Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus is just okay being second fiddle? Nah.
You think they're going to have a heel moment?
They might have a little dissension among them. You know, the Elite they're glued up. They're good friends.
Dude, after this week where they just fucking lost and then helped the team that beat them stop getting jumped, I don't see them turning on the Lucha.
No, it's not a turn. I don't see full chemistry amongst them, and that might cost them.
All right, I guess. But honestly, this is the match that I am most looking forward to. We have FTR versus Santana and Ortiz. A lot of bad blood, literally, in this match, because I mean, that was terrifying. Cash Wheeler could have very well died if he did not have the proper ringside attention. That blood was really rushing out, and you could see the fear in Hardwood's face. And honestly, even though Santana and Ortiz were in character, you could see that they were concerned for his well-being as well. This match is very personal. FTR, potentially their last match in AEW has been teased that this might be it for them. I mean, I have to take FTR if that's the case. Dylan?
I'm gonna agree. I I don't necessarily see this being their last match in AEW. I find it hard to believe they walk away from a promotion they worked, I'd say, pretty hard to get to. You know, getting out of WWE is a very hard thing to do. I'd see them as still one of the very best tag teams, not only in AEW, but in the world. And that's Santino and Ortiz are very good as well. But FTR is coming back. They're coming out for blood. And I see them taking the win here.
Noah, what about you, bud?
Can I just say, I'm kind of over the whole, if I lose, like, this is it.
Well, I don't think they said that.
They never said that, no.
Oh, okay, because that's what kind of sounded like. You just
no, they just basically said, like, is it worth the injuries? Is it worth it? They kind of just, like, alluding to the fact that they're getting old and they've been hurt too many times.
They have been
and Dax, I mean, he basically said it's not worth it anymore. Like, we are tired. And so that's, I mean, is it a last tour? I mean, the last hurrah we had was SCU, and they botched the fuck out of that. That was done so poorly. So this could be some kind of redemption for these guys. Great. Fantastic. But guys, holy crap. What a week of wrestling. I mean, what more is there to say about what happened this week than this? Literally a wild week in wrestling. All of this is good for everyone. People say that this competition between AEW and WWE is bad. It's only bad between fans who are toxic, who are just only watch one of the content and refuse to watch the other one for toxic reasons rather than just not enjoying the content. It's these warriors who think that the WWE needs them protecting them or AEW needs them protecting them in the comments. If we could all just enjoy wrestling, this week in wrestling with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar and John Cena and Becky Lynch and all of these guys coming back because wrestling is the hottest it's ever been is massive right now, or hottest it's been in the last 20 years, is massive for wrestling. And I think we are at the start of a wrestling revolution between two of the powerhouses, WWE and AEW. I am excited to see what we have coming up for the next 6 months because they are going to be full of content just like we are here at Clovercrest Media. That felt clean. That felt clean.
That was good. Nice.
As I said, here at Clovercrest Media, we are producing podcasts left and right. Noah, I have lost count of how many people have joined us here at Clovercrest Media. You too can join us for as little as $15 a month. That's right. 15 a month to start a podcast of your own. But if you're not feeling that, just head on over to clovercrestmedia.com. You'll find a podcast that you like. I can almost guarantee it. True crime, current events, politics, which, we all know that's a hot subject right now. We've got wrestling. We've got baseball. We've got football. We've got basketball. We've even got one for underwater basket weaving. I may have made one of those up. You guys pick which one you think it is. But we here at Clovercrest Media would love to have you guys on board. If you don't find one you like, just make one yourself. Well, guys, it has been an incredible episode, one of our longest episodes to date. Guys, we are looking for content ideas. So if you guys enjoy listening to an hour and 20 minutes worth of wrestling talk, great. We will keep it how it is. If not, we can break this up somehow. Say we only react to Dynamite, and we do live reactions every Friday for Rampage. You let us know what you guys like. I think it would actually work better the other way, just for timing purposes. But let us know what you guys think, please, in the comments on the Facebook page, on my Twitch. Come in live while I'm there and tell me what you think of my content, and I'll talk straight to you there. But for now, this has been the Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment Show with myself, Tyler Bard, my co-host of the summer, Dylan Bracha, and returning to us now, Noah Cross, the Magician. We'll see you all in the next one. Take care.
listening to the Cross'em Wrestling Entertainment Podcast.